What is going on, everybody? It is Luke here. Today I am going to be introducing to you Elite VA Academy to supercharge your Amazon business with VA automation. This is going to be a recorded video. I already did a live, but also sometimes recorded videos are better just because you can get everything that you want to get into it in a shorter space of time. Also, you can probably speed up the replay, and also if you are watching this on another channel that isn't Mr. FBA UK, then of course that is for you as well as YouTube and various other platforms. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just obviously go over, and I'm going to introduce what it is, go over some challenges and some issues with virtual assistants these days in the Amazon space, just so we can kind of drill down into why I'm even creating Elite VA Academy, because obviously, if there's not a need for it, then why am I creating it? So we're going to go into that, obviously go into some of the reasons behind everything. And yeah, let's just get started so we don't have to muck around. So, let's go. So a little bit about me. Obviously, many of you will know who I am, but if you do not know, my name is Luke Degan. I've been selling on Amazon for over 7 years now, coming up to 8. I've sold multiple millions of pounds on the Amazon UK platform. I've sold in Europe as well in the past, but predominantly it is the UK platform. I've outsourced 99.9% of my daily Amazon business, the day-to-day. Obviously, the worst part of it, almost, you could call it. I've been living abroad for over 3 years now in Lithuania in Europe, and that is where I'm currently living now. I've traveled around 15-ish countries, a bit more, I think. It depends if you count England, going back to England a couple of times. In that, I've basically traveled 15 times in the last 2 years, and all of that has been made possible by the training in Elite VA Academy. How? Well, ultimately, I've implemented everything in this within my own business over the last couple of years. And obviously now I am releasing it to everyone else, because I found that it is not as easy as you think to completely outsource 99% of your Amazon business. You might think that you can do a lot, but when it comes down to it, you still have to actually grind a lot of that day-to-day within the Amazon business to keep your business alive, right? So, the day in the life of an Amazon seller. Do you struggle to balance your wants and needs? You aspire to dedicate more time to nurturing your Amazon business, experiencing its growth and unleashing its creativity. But you are stuck in the business day to day. It can be very easy to just not even realize that that is the position you're in, where you have to do things every day to keep your business ticking over. Doesn't matter how much it is, it's even if it's a couple of hours a day, it's a requirement that you have to give. You're constantly running around, tirelessly completing mundane admin tasks, we've all been there, just to ensure the smooth functioning of your business. Don't despair, you are not alone in facing this common problem. As your business expands, the desire to dedicate more time to its growth becomes stronger. You crave time to invest your energy in crucial areas such as bundle creation. A lot of people in the Amazon community these days are creating bundles, creating their own listings, and doing research behind that. Obviously, that takes time, but if you have to focus on the day-to-day, when do you have time to actually dedicate a good chunk of time to this? Creating new bundles. Or maybe you want to pursue aggressively on the wholesale route, or something like distribution channels, getting distribution channels for your business to find products. However, as your business grows, the number and size of the daily admin tasks and business management responsibilities increases accordingly. As you can expect, more purchases you do, in simple terms, the more data entry there is, the more admin there is with the prep center. Okay, it's like you just can't win. Specifically trained virtual assistants can infuse new life into your business, revitalizing its operations and productivity. They enable you to reclaim the freedom you've always dreamed of, granting you the opportunity to focus on what truly matters. They empower you to relinquish the 9-to-5 responsibilities of your business and entrust them to capable virtual assistant hands, or VA hands. That is the goal of any business. It should be your goal. Because once you've done that, you're then not working in the business, you're working on the business. You might be thinking, I have a VA, but I am not even close to outsourcing my business. And I've been there. For many years, I had that feeling. I was like, I've got VAs, but am I really utilizing them properly? Is there a way I can manage them better? What am I doing wrong? I want to be able to get to the point where my business day-to-day is outsourced. Unfortunately, many Amazon sellers fail to fully maximize the potential of their virtual assistants. Often, sellers hire a virtual assistant and provide them with basic training, and also they may already have had basic training in terms of where you hired them from, maybe from a business that trains them, but also you probably have also put them through some basic training, hoping that they will naturally improve and excel over time. However, very often this is never the case. The truth is, unleashing the full potential of your virtual assistant can require years of dedication, effort, and hard work. Ironically, it's not uncommon to invest more time in explaining tasks to your virtual assistant, than if you were to handle the task yourself. That's one of the main things that I wish I had known, is that the time taken once you hire VAs is actually sometimes for a good period of time, maybe 6 months to a year at least, to really refine down every possible thing that they can do, is more time consuming than just if you take care of the task yourself. This often leads to different perspectives on how much to push and train your virtual assistants, different perspectives between different Amazon sellers. How much time do I really want to dedicate to building my team? Whilst you desire to invest your time in nurturing and developing your virtual assistants, that's the dream, you want to be able to do that, it leaves you wondering when you will find the opportunity to accomplish other essential tasks, let alone focus on business growth, and like the sort of bigger brain thinking tasks. Well, we have the ultimate solution for you, presenting, of course, like I said, Elite VA Academy. So, introducing the first all-in-one live training program designed to elevate your virtual assistants from a simple admin or sourcer, so they could be any type of virtual assistant, creating or bringing them through the training to become an elite VA powerhouse. Because even though a lot of the day-to-day may be admin-based, it doesn't mean that you can't mix and match, right? There isn't a one sort of strategy fits all for businesses. That is the beauty of this training. It's that you don't necessarily need to obviously implement everything in the training, but by knowing everything in the training, you have versatility within your virtual assistant to be able to pick and choose how they manage your business, what you want to focus on, what you want them to focus on. So who exactly is Elite VA Academy built for? Well, it's a variety of different potential people. So it's for sellers who find themselves consumed by their day-to-day operations and are unsure of how to break free from the cycle. These sellers prioritize the value of their time over the money saved by personally handling all the tasks. So it's like one of those things. It's like time versus money. If you do the task yourself, maybe it costs you a bit less, but what is that exchange? Now that you haven't got any time, what is the value that you're losing on being creative and building? For example, focusing all your energy on building new bundles, for example. If you had that time, what is that value going to be given to you and your business? They have the money, or sellers have the money, businesses have the money in the business to grow, but they just don't have the time to spend it. It's a big issue. You've been in the Amazon game for a long time, and you now want to pursue other potential passions without having to close down your Amazon business. That is a thing. Most Amazon sellers, they're pretty much doing it by themselves, or maybe have a sourcer as well. And without them, the business can't really run. The functionality of the business can't run. So if you're looking to potentially look to do other things, as we all do in life, we want to pursue other passions, maybe do other projects, maybe do some, whatever, have some time off, then if you're not running, if you're the one doing a lot of the day-to-day, then how are you ever meant to even have the thought that that's possible? If you identify with any of these, the Elite VA Academy is the perfect solution tailored specifically for you. So the power of one VA is a very important slide. I believe, and I believe it because I know it, that one highly trained admin VA should be enough to run an Amazon business of around £1 million turnover per year. I would say that you could even push that up higher. It just depends on the on random variables such as the number of products you're buying, the kind of, for example, if you're buying 1 million products a month, let's just say, and that obviously turned into £1 million, so it was like literally just a very, very thin terms of purchasing cost. Then obviously the data entry on that obviously will be a lot higher. So there's obviously to and fro's from that. But on a kind of what I would call a standard Amazon business, any one VA should be able to do a business, run the business fully with about £1 million turnover a year. You could push that higher definitely with streamlining specific tasks or pulling out specific tasks and getting them to focus on other things. And if they are trained to the correct standards. And this is not just the correct standards, but like the elite high level standards, right? So what's included in Elite VA Academy? What do you get? Why have I built this whole thing? What is this? What's going on with this guy talking about VAs? Oh, please go back. So it starts with over 70 dedicated training videos delivered through a comprehensive 6-week training program. So it's not just a course. Like everyone releases courses, but courses are only good if you have something to go alongside it, I feel. So that's why we have 6 weekly live training sessions that go and accompany these videos. Obviously, the duration of all of this, in terms of the pre-recorded content, the dedicated training videos, is around 11 to 12 hours, which is around 2 hours of learning per week for your VA. So the goal of the strategy is that every week when Elite VA Academy starts, your VA has approximately 1.5 to 2 hours of learning per week based on specific chapters. And to accompany that, to support that, we have a weekly live session with a Q&A around about 2 hours where we go over the weekly tasks, and then we also have a Q&A to discuss any issues, queries, problems that VAs might have, or just anything basically. Because this is going to be, obviously, like anyone might know with a VA, you need them to have constant support. They need to be supported very strongly to have the confidence and belief that they're able to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. Okay? And just having a dedicated training, obviously in itself would still be great, but for me, really having a way to refine and sort of drill in those skills and build up a VA in terms of their self-belief is very important as well. They also get a dedicated Facebook community, a community supported from myself and my head admin VAs for ongoing help and advice. So obviously, whenever they have problems either related to general tasks, I can't figure out how to do this on Amazon Seller Central, it's I can't find XYZ on here, they don't have to go to you as a business owner. They can jump straight through to us where we can then advise them the best course of action. Of course, there's going to be things that they will have to communicate to you, obviously business, specifically your business related, that is specific to your business, sorry. But anything that is to do with any of the run of the day-to-day business and that they're not sure how to do, they're getting confused, they don't need to ask you and jump around every 2 minutes to kind of get that confirmation from you. They can jump straight to us and we can again feed them that information, which means that you've got now much more time to focus on really what you want to be focusing on. The great thing about this is the content and the support is lifetime. So the lifetime content, basically all the access to the training, you will get forever. And you get locked in at this price to secure all future content. So we're going to be releasing new content over time, and you'll be able to log in and see that new content on your dashboard. Again, you're actually going to be getting access to the content. Like with a lot of other like businesses out there that are doing some sort of VA related training, you do not get any of that training. You get a list of what the training includes, but you don't get to see what the training is. So you can't really double check to find out exactly what is, the nitty gritty, what is actually within wholesale, what is within reconciliations. Apart from seeing a couple of notes on reconciliations and what they'll be doing, you don't 100% know what they actually have learned. And so that can make you start second guessing exactly what you need to refine to them in terms of getting them up to the level that you want. But with this, you won't have to worry because you'll get to see exactly what it is. If you really want, you can go ahead and watch the modules. Of course, what we do is provide you with a PDF document of a summary of every single module with what is basically trained to your VA, so that you don't have to watch the content. You can actually just go ahead and look at the summary. Obviously, they can go ahead and watch the content. You can, if you want, go ahead and do it. But yeah, then the lifetime support for your VA. So after the 6 weeks of training, your VA gets continuous support in that Facebook community, where we will be on hand to obviously answer questions. Because just because the 6 week training's finished, it doesn't mean that there's tasks, for example, that are monthly based, that in that 6 weeks they may only do once or twice. And so it's not that they're really skilled on it and they still have some questions when they come round to it the next time. That is fine. We will be there to help support them and just guide them and give them any tips and advice as and when they need it. Just to finish it off, your VA will gain a certificate of completion to verify how they have completed the training. Again, that also will be important because let's say in the future, so say a year's time, you look to hire a VA. Maybe someone has let them go, but they actually have this certificate to say they have completed this already. Well, that's going to look good for them, and you're going to have that verification of like, right, I know what they have got. I know what skills they have got in terms of the quality of content and learning they have received in the past with previous businesses where they have worked for. So this isn't going into the specific modules. This is going over the chapters, but like I said, there is over 70 videos within all of these chapters, just so you can obviously see. I can go ahead and after this I'll reel off some specific modules. I don't want to go through everything because there's a lot, of course, but I will reel off some sort of things that are within here so you can get a feel for what's going on. But you can see it starts off obviously very simple, introductions, stuff to do with how to be a good admin assistant, kind of things like that. Then we move into the Amazon Seller Central management, everything related to Amazon Seller Central. So you've got weekly reimbursements, daily tasks, you've got introduction here, ad hoc tasks, everything that you can possibly think of related to Amazon Seller Central. Then we move on to purchase admin and management, daily, weekly, monthly, also ad hoc here. Then we move on to the prep service related admin and management, because obviously that is a huge part of the business sort of logistics. Making sure everything's refined and you don't have to be jumping around between your VA and the prep center figuring out what's going on. Obviously here, then we move on to software management. So they are managing all the softwares for you, keeping it simple, stuff to do with Keeper and BuyBotPro. Obviously, we're not talking about looking to buy a product here. We're talking about managing pricing, fees, making sure and checking various things to do with Keeper. That is not related to buying a product right now, but it's about monitoring and managing the products and the inventory you have. Then we talk about repricing, obviously them managing your repricer for you so you don't have to obviously be daily, weekly jumping on, looking on what's actually going on there. And then moving on to the after sales analytics stuff here, SellerBoard, Seller Toolkit. Again, I said I'll break down into a little bit more of what this is once I've got to the end here. And you can see here, moving into accounting, very important because you can see here to do with transactions and reconciliations, because as you will know, that there's a lot of work that goes into adding transactions, adding invoices, and then reconciling transactions on software like Xero, for example, for your accountant, and that is very time consuming. Of course, you can pay a accountant to do it at like £12 an hour, but it's a lot easier to get them to do it on a periodic basis, a VA. And like I said, this can all be done by one virtual assistant, full-time virtual assistant, so it's not like you have to have multiple to do this. All of this can be done by one, highly skilled one, of course. Obviously, that's why this training is here, to make them a highly skilled. So let's just quickly go over some of the points that are, some of the modules that are within all this. We've got stuff like all the possible avenues for reimbursements, creating new listings, brand new listings for bundles, so bundle option 2s, 3s, that kind of thing, if you're actually creating your own listings. Stuff to do with PPC management, how to add products into the PPC campaign, how to monitor them, how to turn them on and off, relate on to in terms of what the ACOS return and cost is relating to the cost of the PPC advertising versus the actual cost of these sales that you're getting. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Stuff to do with shipment creation and reconciliation, that's obviously a bit more simple. You may not even need to do that if you use the prep center, but it's still in there. Monitoring and managing of stock levels and inflows of outflows of stock between what you're ordering from the retailer all the way through to actually receiving it on Amazon, making sure everything matches, reconcile, there's no lost stock, missing stock, all that kind of jazz. We've got stuff to do with wholesale, stuff to do with all possible management of the reprices, obviously reporting on SellerBoard, Seller Toolkit, stuff to do with like the best profitable products each month, the worst ROI, any potential issues within fees. Are the fees matching what it shows on, say, ProfitProtectorPro, BuyBotPro, or Keeper, that kind of thing, and then reporting to you as a business on those data points, okay? And then moving on, like I said, with the accounting, the stuff to do with making sure they understand what transactions are, having all the invoices together, and then doing reconciliations on a software for the accountant, okay? So final expectations. So once your VA completes this training, you'll be empowered to elevate your business to new heights and unlock its full potential. You will finally be able to liberate yourself from the day-to-day, granting you the freedom to focus on strategic decisions and the bigger picture for your business. So how has Elite VAs enhanced my business and lifestyle? Because obviously this is everything I put into my business, this whole thing I'm doing. So I'm no longer bound to the day-to-day operations. I don't have to wake up every morning with the knowing I've got to record all my wholesale invoice that just came through yesterday for 10 grand. It's going to take me 4 hours, break down the ASINs, put in the purchase costs, all that kind of thing. You know, those things that doesn't happen all the time, but it's something you have to do because otherwise the prep center's not going to know what's coming in. Yeah. But now, every morning I wake up with an uncontainable eagerness to build, grow, and experiment with fresh ideas. I have the freedom to choose how I go about it. Am I having this week to build lots of new bundles? Am I doing research for a bigger specific brand-based bundle, right? I can plan and strategize and have that freedom to choose and not be sort of stressed out and constrained by knowing I've only got 4 hours. I have to go and do that, and bouncing around. And that's a great feeling to have. Also, it's allowed me to travel more. I can now enjoy the freedom to travel more frequently, embarking on longer holidays or even longer sort of travel trips. Either it could be 5-6 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Doesn't really matter. You can go for longer, of course. But all without having to worry if my business will grind to a halt. I'm going to America in a couple of days. I'm doing a road trip. We're not going to really have a chance to get on my laptop in Starbucks. I'm literally driving for half days, 6-7 hours potentially, with stops along the way. And I don't know if I'm going to be, imagine having a 5 grand invoice that you've got to smash out. All I can probably do at that point for the next, while I'm doing that road trip is basically I'll check my phone on Slack with my VAs and see what's going on. They'll just give me updates. That's all that happens. Every day they give me updates. Now and then there might be a random query or question that they're unsure about, and I'll just quickly reply, nope, that's fine, yes, no, speak to the prep center, various things like that. And that's pretty much all I need to do in terms of the day-to-day business. So yeah, gone are the days of feeling guilty for not creating shipments, replying to the prep center, or answering emails. I used to have this feeling all the time. I'll go away for about more than a couple of days, and I feel like I'm neglecting the business. I haven't put that invoice on. That prep center asked me to create a shipment yesterday evening, and I haven't done it yet. So that means that the shipment's going to go out a day late. And it's all these it's actually having a hindrance, or the business is being neglected because I am now away, and I had that guilt of feeling like I shouldn't really be away because I don't deserve this. That's how I felt. So here's just some success stories. I'm not going to go over them. There's just a handful. Basically, my VA training, stuff that is in Elite VA Academy, has been implemented into people's businesses already historically before I actually created it into what it is now. And this is just some success stories. Again, I'm not going to go over this. I'll give you the website for the landing page to check out where this will be, so you can read it in your own time. So you don't have to worry about me going through all this, but it's basically just people saying how valuable it is. So this is get down to the price. The full price of this is $497. And again, I've not gone and put it's worth $2,999.97. Well, yeah, people put dollars and pounds or whatever, and crossed it out 4 times. Now it's worth $497. I'm not ridiculous. Ultimately, I've compared the other potential VA options that are out there on the market. Most of them are gone or going up within the next week. So some have already gone up, and one of them's going up again to higher than this. And this is a phenomenal price. Not only that, there's going to be a welcome or a webinar/launch promo code as well. So it's obviously cheaper than this, but this is definitely, out of everything, the perfect price point. You know, you don't have to be greedy. Ultimately, you want to find a price that is good enough to enhance your business, but also not feel like it's a hindrance to you and your cash flow. Because I'm an Amazon seller myself. I know that a thumb for £1,000 is not life-threatening, life-changing, but also it's still £1,000, and we're not stupid here. And as you can see, there's 72 lessons currently, which obviously it will go up and improve and increase over time. And it's 11.5 hours of current video content. Again, that will go up. And also when I add the weekly lives to the platform, obviously that will go up in terms of the lives that are also accessible. So the webinar actual offer is 30% off the RRP, or the standard price. It's now $347.90. And for me, that is a ridiculously cheap price. Why am I putting it at that low? Ultimately, this is the first launch of this. And so obviously as time goes on, the price will go up. But to get people through the door, to get people engaged, to get like that buzz around it, you've got to start somewhere. Just like with Elite Sellers Academy that I did with Natalie Cromie, we started off at a lower price of about £30, £35 a month for a monthly rolling subscription. And at the end, it was at approximately £129 because of the value that was generated within that over time. So as more content's added, the value of that goes up. As there's more hype around it, as more people are getting success, obviously the value of that is going to be driven up. Obviously, I know the value of it, and people will understand from me because a lot of people know me from the Amazon space. But again, I also want people to experience this without having to pay like through the floor. What's that like saying? Basically paying stupid amounts. So I want everyone to experience this. So, I'm basically being reasonable. And the way to get that is to use the coupon code MrFBAUK30. Or if you're watching this through another channel or an affiliate, you can use their code as well. If you're using this code and you're coming through an affiliate, I would just, when you sign up, put their name. There's an option to put who you were referred through, and you can put their name so that I can see who is basically being signed up from or through. So you can use Mr. FBAUK30, or you can use their discount code, which would be the same, and you would use that at the checkout. So you would click on the website, it will just say the full price you go through. There'll be a coupon code option, you can enter it in, and bish bosh bash, it will come out at $347.90. There's also an option to split it over a 2-month period if that is something you want to do. So it would basically be, if you paid now, it'd be now, and in a month's time, it will come out, or you pay the second half. And you can also, again, put the coupon code on the checkout for the split payment option if that is something that you deem necessary. But realistically, most people probably go for this one because, with the discount, it's still not hugely high. But some of you may be slightly smaller sellers and maybe not have the cash flow, so that is why there's an option for the split. There is a limited availability. This offer is reserved for only 20 people. So the first 20 people, and they're the only people. Only. And we will be closing the cart to new signups at that point. And then you will never see this price again. Why are we closing it at that point? I am not someone that wants to get 500 people, just rinse the bank and say, look at me. I want this to be an ongoing, forever thing. I want this to be a growing business in terms of the area and expertise that I'm providing to everybody over the years, adding content and getting, and having the time to dedicate approximately, if there's 500 VAs at one time, my attention is going to be split between 500. I want to make sure that I'm providing quality content for for the people that are signing up. So that is why we have limited it to the 20, and then we are closing it. So it's going to be monitored, and as soon as that happens, it's closed, and then the cart will not reopen for between 4 to 6 weeks for the next sign up, and at that time the price will already be higher. So the RRP will go up. There may potentially be a discount, but you won't get it at as cheap as it is now. And not only that, obviously you're grandfathered in at this price, so all future content you will get access to as well, plus everything in terms of the lifetime access to the Facebook group and various things. So the website is elitevaacademy.co.uk/courses/EVAA, Elite VA Academy. Obviously you can't click this, so I will post a little link, and obviously if you're coming through an affiliate, then you'll see a link from them. But I will also just jump on in a minute and show you the website for a quick 2 secs, so you get to see what it looks like. But final thoughts, obviously I move my head so you can see the title, is Unleash Your Potential. This training has been built with the knowledge that hiring a virtual assistant is only the first step, because it is. You'll probably realize hiring a virtual assistant from like a service, maybe paying 500 to 700 quid, something like that, is only the first step. But it goes far beyond that, and due to this we have built the most comprehensive live training available, where you can go from working in your business each and every day to being completely removed from the business in just 6 weeks. And not only that, but as soon as your virtual assistant starts learning the content, they can start implementing that training from that week. You don't have to wait 6 weeks to see results. You can start seeing results from week 1. And then by week 6, they should be implementing 90% of those tasks already within your business. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of adjusting, because obviously you've got to work with them and understand what you need, what they want, and what they're trying to do. But by that 6 weeks, you will see vast improvements within your Amazon business, and you'll see it so much more streamlined than what it was when you signed up. Virtual assistants should be seen as a vital part of your business which constantly needs support and investment. Think about it like anything. If you're thinking about getting a repricer, you're like, right, I need to invest in a repricer because it's going to improve X. Obviously, what's that going to be? Potential sales and profits. Well, you get VAs, and most of the time people think, okay, cool, I've got VAs, that's great, let's go. But you don't think of it, well, if I invest in my VAs, then I'm going to be able to do what? Get my 9 to 5 back, as in the 9 to 5 that I'm working on the business every day, I can get back, and that could be my time. It's the same thing. And with that time, you can do what? Create 10 new bundles listings every day, which brings in what? X profit. And that's how many every month? That's 2,000 profit, X profit a month. Obviously, that's not, to say that, it's not a sales disclaimer or whatever they say, like that's not a financial advice, but yeah. But that is possible. That is what you need to start to think and believe with in terms of a virtual assistant. So summary, the Q&A, obviously the launch price is $497.90, but you have to use the coupon code Mr. FBA UK 30. If people don't use this, like I noticed that, I will refund you, and you can just do it again with this if you accidentally did it. Again, limited to only 20 participants. At this link, I'll post the link obviously when I post this video, and so will the alternative affiliates. If they do that, I'll post the link. But I'll just jump over to the website quickly now so you can see what it is. So when you come onto that website, there'll be an introduction video for myself, just going over going over everything that is already said in this video, but in a little bit more of a sort of manageable way in terms of time. Obviously, EVAA Academy, limited to 20 people, going over what it includes, like I've already said in the training. Again, going over here, you can see all the different chapters and everything like that. Pricing options, social proof, again here. Some FAQs, going over the instructors, me and my head VA assistant. And then obviously talking about the 100% satisfaction guarantee. If for any reason you feel that there is issues with it, I don't know what that would possibly be, but it's not impossible that will be something. Chat to me and we will sort it out. Whatever it ends up having to be, we can either give your VA extra one-on-one tuition if that is required, or we can work something else out if it depends on how you feel about whatever the issue is. So I'm going to leave the video there. Obviously, hopefully you enjoyed it. Any questions, of course, you can comment on the below post. you can ask me directly in Messenger or hit me up any potential way that you know. Maybe it's on YouTube that you've seen this video and you want to message me there. All good, no problems. Any questions, any queries, ignore that. The only other thing is that I do remember someone actually asking the other day was, how does it work? So you sign up, you'll get an email. In that email, it will say, please add your VA to this Facebook group. So you'll go ahead and do that. That VA will then have to answer a couple of questions to confirm that they actually are from a paid customer. So it's not just anyone trying to join. Then you'll obviously you'll be sort of accessed into Elite VA Academy. It's currently in pre-order. So as soon as it's released, it will be actionable and you'll get the content released to you / your VA. If you really want to have an account for yourself and your VA, just reach out to me with their details and I can add them manually into the program so that they're not logging in under your account. Because it might be that you've already signed up to various things through this login and you don't want to have it conflicting with a virtual assistant, so that's fine. You can always just get me to enroll them as well so that you have one and they have one, no problem. And again, you know, if you really wanted to and you have multiple VAs, you could use that same login if you really wanted to train 2 VAs, 3 VAs, because there's no, you know, I can't stop that, of course. It's just that they would have to wait for the live training to be uploaded each week rather than be able to join that live training. But ultimately, it's not too much of a difference. That's something that is a potential opportunity, which also isn't something you get with other services, because the other services don't provide you the content. They hide it from you, and then they deliver your VA after, so that you are limited to the use of that content. You can't, you know, you don't really know how it either, like I said, how it actually is, or also you're not able to use that for potential more VAs. So you're almost getting, you know, think of it as an investment. You're able to actually then use this over time to train future VAs. So I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, let me know. Of course, I'll leave all the details below of the website and various things, the coupon codes and stuff. Hope you liked it. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time.